Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Monday. It is obviously the 11th of December. And just gone, what is it? 5 minutes past 1. So, right, let's get in there. Obviously, we're back in Minecraft Monday. Today's plan is to get the digital miner, which is currently sat behind my power plant, mining away merrily to itself, is to get the resources out of that and automatically get crushed, smelted, and so on and so forth. So that's currently what's in the ender chest. Obviously, as you can see, it is sort of filled up. It's got quite a bit more to mine. So the plan is today to get all of that bit sorted out. Just do a quick sleep through the night. So I've done a tiny bit of prep for it, not too much. More than anything, I got the recipes all sorted out. So, obviously, as before, got my refined storage system down here. I do need to upgrade that disk at some point. This is obviously the connecting chest. Obviously, that is not its final position. The plan is, obviously, because I built the automated system over this side, which, you know, it's keeping me in wood. The different bits required for the infusement machines, so it makes my job a bit easier on crafting things. Obviously, I've got my essences up there, and I've got it constantly making, keeping in stock 1024 steel at all times. So I'm going to be tapping into the power here and the refined storage network. And I'm going to be, I'm planning to put all the machines and everything over here. Obviously, the main grinding machine, which I'll probably use, excuse me, from Immersive Engineering, it's Crusher, which means I'm going to have to actually start making some of the machines for that straight out of the box. So, first thing I need to do is actually have a look at spell. So, first thing I'm going to need to do is make the hammer, because ultimately, without the hammer, you actually can't put it together. So, let's just find it. I know it's in there somewhere, probably already gone past it. Okay, we've got some new interesting things. Don't remember seeing any of these. Okay, that's different. So the hammer, I'm assuming it's still the hammer, because I very much doubt they'll have changed that. There's the hammer. So we need a bit of string, some sticks, and some iron ingots. Which in theory should just be able to go craft in here. So we've got the hammer. Probably one of the most important things. The next thing that we need to do is we need to find the book. Not sure what the book is actually called, so I'll just have to find it. Ah, the engineer's manual, obviously. So that just needs a lever and a book. Don't know if I've actually got any books in. No, I don't. Again, that's something else that'll be coming in the future. So first things first, get some paper made. So I'll head over to the Trusty Food Windmill, because there it still has a couple of the machines that'll be transferred into the main building at some point. Hence the reason for the massive ground floor. We need a book, so we want 3 bits of paper. Shove it in. That's the paper done. At some point, probably should actually just do a stack, so I've got plenty. Now, paper takes leather. Should have some. If not, I'm pretty sure I've got some zombie flesh kicking around somewhere that I can cook up. So let's have a look. Oh, I've got some there. Perfect. Don't think it matters. I didn't think it did. So we want a stick and a piece of stone. I think cobblestone will do. No, cobblestone won't do. Or is that one a certain? Yeah, not cobblestone. So I've got to find a normal piece of stone, which in theory I have there. Okay, I thought that was my brain farting on how to make a goddamn lever. Yeah, that's what I put in. Okay, confused, but okay. Don't know why that didn't work, but oh well, never mind. Engineer's manual. Right, so we are looking at. Don't know if it's classed as a simple machine. Nope. Heavy machinery? Yeah, crusher. So this is the beast we're going to be making. Tells you exactly what you need here. If you hover over the question mark, obviously it's showing you how it needs to be laid out. And it also highlights the block in red, the one that you smack with the hammer. So first things first, I'm going to need 9 hoppers. Again, dead easy. As we know, the recipe has been shoved into the multi-block structure. Good old cubes, that's then crafted, which is here. We also need what? 8 steel fences. Well, I don't know what the recipe is for that, so let's have a look. So, steel fences. Gonna need some rods, which obviously we can make from steel like that. And I forgot how many it said we needed already. Good old memory. So we need 8 steel fences. One. So 8 steel fences, you get 3. So we're going to have to make what? I'm going to make some extra because I have a feeling I'm going to be using steel fences later anyway. Just grab a couple more than we need. Right. What else do we need? We need 10 steel scaffolding. So the steel scaffolding, what's that going to take? Again, more of these rods and these steel ingots, which of course, as I'm using it, should automatically be making them. So I suppose in theory what I could actually do is actually make the recipes for it. So, stick that in there. That'll give it the rods recipe. May as well do the fences while we're here. And the actual steel scaffolding. And of course we can access the cube directly here. You know, may as well make use of the cube. We have, after all, set it up for this exact reason. And we said that we needed 10, didn't we? Yeah, 10 steel scaffolding. And as you can see, obviously it may be more because you get 6 for each craft, but again, useful. Right, the next thing that he wants us to make, redstone engineering block ×1. Again, may as well make the rest of it because we don't know if we're going to need it again. Depends on how far I decide to go immersive engineering this time round. Is it that one? The redstone engine? Well, it looks like the only one there is. So, I'm going to need to do the iron sheet metal as well, because I'm assuming that's going to have a recipe of its own. Ah, yes, you can see it uses these flattened iron sheets. Now, it doesn't know how to make them because at a future date I will be adding that in via create. So I've currently got 38. What I will do is I'll shove them in there for now. I will just shove these two recipes in here. So we have them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 2 stacks of iron, head back over to the windmill, shove them in, get them to push down into the plates. Because again, the future idea is obviously to have it all automated. And we're slowly getting there. Slowly. So, stick stack in, and it'll literally just mosh them into the iron sheet. I'm not sure if that's the quickest that this one goes. I really need to make the engineer goggles at some point and have a look. But it'll take just a couple of minutes to do, and then after that, it should be okay to get this craft finished. Yes, you can potentially do it quicker by sticking iron with the hammer, and it'll just do it straight off of it. The only thing is, obviously, it does damage the hammer. This way, I don't damage the hammer. I don't have to mess around with things like that. And I don't know if you know, but next door's dog is going absolutely insane. Hopefully you can. I'm also planning to make the cyclic recycling machine as well. Because obviously I've got a few items that I've got too many of that I end up overcrafting. 17 more to go. Right, that should be all the iron sheets that I need. In theory, anyway. Obviously, if we do need any more, we'll just have to come back. Move this into its actual permanent place. We'll actually get the proper tank system set up. Because it is starting to get very, very full. Probably end up using another mechanism tank because they hold so much more. Right, shove these in there. So, need to make 1 redstone engineering block. I believe that's where you were. I'm going to double check. Yep, redstone engineering block and 10 light engineering blocks. So we may as well, while we're here, at the light engineering block, which is that one. So again, going to need another 2 recipes because I haven't got these iron mechanical components, which, as you can see again, uses the iron sheets, hence the reason why I did 2 stacks. Let's put it all down. Shove them in there. And now we should be able to just go, we want a red engineering block on off. And then we want 10 of the light engineering blocks. It should do it really, really quickly. Because it's pretty good like that. And I might actually just shove it in the middle here. Let's have a look. How big is it? It's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5 by 3. Okay. You should bring it to there. So let's actually have a look. Can't actually pause it per level, I believe. Yeah. So we're going to need a row of light engineering blocks. We've just got to sort of decide which way it's facing, because I believe that one there is the exit for items. I think I'm actually going to have it facing this way. It was 3, 3. I believe that's what it was for that level. Obviously, we can double check it. Yep. And the next level, it's red engineering block on the corner with, again, more light ones. So we may as well get the one that we need. So one there, one there, one there, and another 3. And then we're surrounding that by the steel fences. Obviously, it is a multi-block structure, so when you finish with it all together, it is literally you smack that one, because it was a little red, with the hammer, and it should form. I will take that light out, because obviously we're going to need access to the very top of it for when we're doing our insert of items. And it is literally just these on top of the fences, that engineering block. Not sure if it has to be pointing down. Get the hammer. That one was the one that was listed red. Right click it and it forms. Like so. Very, very easy. Right. Power in. Obviously needs to go into there, which is going to be entertaining. I might actually just make that a tap, so I'd have to do a load of cabling. I know you can stick a lever on there to switch it on and off. And like I said, that is the exit. I tend to put a chest there as a buffer. Again, that is what I'm going to do. Did I actually make levers as one of the crafting items? I didn't. Because you never know what might be required for an autocraft of a lever. I'll say the word, not today. Actually, I do want to make one because I want to be able to switch it on and off for whatever reason, but I also want, like I said, a chest as a buffer. And like I said, a leather. Sounds like I'm saying leather. So we want that one, and we want the chest. These things, I think I'm actually done with at the moment. So I can stick them in my carry chest, or backpack, however you want to see it. So, buffer chest, because it does auto output. It will auto output into this chest. Doesn't need to be a big one, because again, it's pulling from there and going out for processing. So, let's have a look. What I will do is move the ender chest. And I'm going to shove it there. Actually, no. Let's actually stick it in the corner, because rather than using XNet, I think I'm just going to plumb it directly into the actual, don't fall down the holes, into the actual refined storage system. Because I do believe there is improved versions of the importers and exporters, which actually gives you more slot. From the extra storage, yeah. So actually I'm going to craft one so I can see what the extras is, because I might have to do XNet if that is the case. So what do we need for one of those? Right, well, first of all, we need the basic importer. Oh, bye bot. Let's see it in a second. It is here somewhere. One importer. Obviously, we can see what it's doing there. Then we want it to make one of these, so we need 2 improved processors. It should do those reasonably quickly. We need also 2 redstone torches, which again I have taught the system. Right, let's just put one down and see how many extra slots we get. We only get another row. So what's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And what is it for XNet? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So it's actually exactly the same. So we could do it with this. Obviously, that is an importer. We will obviously want the other version as well, the extractor. I'm assuming it's extract. What's it called? That's the mod. Extra storage. So that'll be the advanced exporter. Again, very similar recipe. Two of those. Exporter. We don't want the importer, we want the exporter. Which is now showing there. And we need to craft up another 2 of these ones. Just give that a second to run through. Oh, what that's used for? I'm intrigued. What's that used for? Diamond crafter, okay. Is that it? I'm assuming that it just gives it a hell of a lot more recipes, a bit like these ones. So let's just say if that's exactly the same. I'm assuming it will be, which it is, which is fine. It means I can do it all. So what I am actually going to do is create the recipes for them, because no doubt I am going to be using them. And again, if you've crafted them, I've got my keybind set, so if I press R when I'm holding over something, it will show me the recipe for it. Obviously, you'd need to set your own keybind to whatever you use. Right, they're in there. So, raw resources from here are going to be coming in into the crusher, which are going to be put into the top. So I need to sort of decide how I'm going to do that. So first things first, let's get the cabling in. Probably will end up, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mirror light on this side, is bring everything forward. So I can put all the cable in the background, but also it gives me another point to be able to put these things. So what I will do, because of that, is I am actually going to take, rather than it coming out there, I'm going to take it over. I'm not going to actually connect it though. So what I'm actually going to do is, because I don't want it accidentally sucking things into the network when I don't want it to, I'm going to do that. Again, it's going to be taking things out of the chest. Should be able to use a standard exporter, I believe. No, importer. You've got to remember you're importing into the network and exporting when you're taking things out. So we want a bug standard importer. Like so. We also don't know if I have the sugar in the system. But I do want a stack upgrade. Let's have a look, see if I have. I do have enough sugar for it. So just set that, quickly crafting that. And that gave us our stack upgrade. So let's have a look. That's the one that we're doing first. So, bog standard importer. Stack upgrade. I'll fill these with speed upgrades once I know it's all working. And we will then actually cable this bit up, and then effectively we should be able to just bury it again. Power is going to need to be taken over to this side because again processing machines are all going to be over that side. What I will do is actually get this covered back up because we don't need access to any of the things there again. Let's have a look. I'm going to take the cable up that all the way up to the top, which is like so. Then we just want to not do that. And we are exporting from the system. So I have to do the, oh, wrong button. Oh, good. Why aren't you doing that? How do I rotate that? Do I need the actual specific tool? Which, to be fair, I have not made the specific tool for it. Which is that one there. So I will get that one made. Definitely seems to be not central today. The amount that Tam Tam's had to ban today. So just give that a second to do that. Do the actual tool. And let's just rotate that. That's facing down. Because obviously you want it to be taken out of the system and putting in. Right, get in there. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create a separate disk for raw resources, and I'm going to create another disk for dust, because again, I'm not sure how quickly it's going to process everything. So let me just shove these out of the way just for a minute. So I'll run that quick, I can actually run over the gap now. So I don't believe I have made the disks available in here, which I haven't. So again, we need some more patterns. And let's just do a stack. And let's have a look. Well, first things first, 1K storage part. We're going to be needing that. Should be able to identify from the system. And then obviously the next here, which actually we want the, no, we don't want 1K, we want the next one. So then we want the next one. And the next one, which should give you the 64, which I don't think I'm actually using a 64. I think that is only a 16, yeah. So, first things first. Like I said, we've got up to the storage part there. We want the 64 disk. So we're going to have to tell it how to make the housing for the disks. Then we actually want it to know how to make the core storage, which again, recipe is that. Into the actual crafting block. And all you do is, obviously because I have got all the machines all set up, drag the items over, and then if I go in here, so long as I have got everything set up correctly, it sees the 64 storage block. I'm missing string. Okay, so do I have any wool? I probably actually don't. I think I've actually been using that all recently. So my understanding is you can use the, now, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I do believe you can use the immersive engineering hemp to be able to make string. Yeah, as you can see there, 3 hemp gives you a piece of string. So I'm just going to grab a couple of that. See a couple he says. I'm saying, do not need the seeds. I have a feeling I'll probably have to do a botany pot for that at some point. Or actually go out and get me animals set up sooner rather than later. Right, so try it again. We want the disk, which is quicker to actually do the search for it. I actually want 2 because, like I said, I'm going to use 1 for the actual raw resources, and one for... Can I do it that way though? Just thinking about it. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make one and transfer everything out of the lower tier one into a much higher tier. Because that would actually make sense. As you can see, this is what it's doing. All those machines that are all down the left-hand side, they are doing all of that side of it. So I don't really have to worry about it. So here, take the disk out, put the new disk in there, shove that disk in there, and it should empty it out into that 64K storage disk. Take but a few moments. You should end up with an empty disk that should automatically get shoved over to there. Which has. That is now empty. Shift right click, you get the item back and the housing. I'll shove that in there for future use. So in there I should have a much more empty disk. If you go in there, all the items are still back there. May have actually started making a few other bits. Which it has. Right. So I need to work out what machines that I need. So I'm going to go with, let's have a look. I don't need a crushing machine because this machine is going to be doing them all. A couple of items I want to have a look at. See what machines they can be used in. So, for example, prosperity ore, that cannot be crushed, it can only be smelted. So, Infernium ore, I believe that is exactly the same because it is from the same mod, Mystical Agriculture. Zinc ore, can it go through the crusher? Let's have a look. Doesn't look like it. It looks like you could put it through two of the crushing machines from Create. Really get that much of it. I don't think you need to. So zinc's not that important. I know uranium can. I know lead can. So prosperity, osmium can. Coal, I'm assuming, can go through the... Yeah, you can go through the crusher, and you get a chance of sulfur from it. And the fluorite. Yep, fluorite can be processed by it as well. So there's certain items that are going to need to go straight to the smelter, but majority of things look like they can quite happily go over directly into the crusher. So again, I am going to use energized smelters. Just going to shove these bits in here for now. Let's see if I made the smelters recipe in here. I have a feeling I did, which I did. I'm going to go with 2 of those. It'll go away and make anything that it requires. So we definitely need 2 smelters. Which I'm just going to shove, I don't know. I don't want them being on the very back wall, like I said, because I want to be able to cable around. So I'll stick one there. I'll give it space. And I'll give it the next one. Do I give it an extra bit? I am actually going to give it a bit more. Because potentially I want to be able to input from more sides. With that, I will just clear all inputs. Right, so I needed two smelt. I think, do I need anything else? Because that's doing all the crushing. I am actually using refined storage rather than XNet this time, so I don't need an importer. Other than what we actually have. I think I can just use standard importer on these, and it's going to be a case of more of the advanced exporters. Just shove that one away, and we want two of them. Actually, no, we don't. We want those two, but we want that going on the ender chest because obviously it has a hell of a lot more slots on it. So that's this congeniality reference there. Obviously, you need to make sure it's facing the way you want it. You could use the tool to change the direction, but sometimes it's just that little bit easier just to dig a single block down. Right, cabling for these. Can't just take it that way. Like I said, I want the importer there, just connecting to the network there. There's potentially going to be things coming off of it, so let's just do that for the moment. Because that's importing into the system, and then we want exporters. So we want, let's start off with two more advanced importers. Exporters, import. I can tell by the shape of them. I don't think it's that one, it's that one. Just let that craft them away a moment. That's one done. And the second. God, I can hear another one of those. Switch on. Thank you. So, 31st two importers that are going in. Let's get them cabled in. Or do I shove them on the back? This is my first one. I'm going to need more anyway. I know I'm going to. But obviously, let's just get some of these bits done first. So let's set them up. So we want it to export out the bottom, import from the back. We'll stick the auto eject on there. I don't think it makes any difference in this situation. Again, we're just going to mirror it, import, output, export. I do need to get power to them though, so actually, I think they are going to go on top because I've still got to bring power through. Yeah, but just have a quick look on how I'm going to do that. I have got my power cables there. So, I think power in the back. So, take that bit out there. I'm going to probably bring the power up there. I'm just going to take those bits out. That isn't actually external. Where the digital line has been. So I'm going to take that like that. So then that is connecting, see, to the top. I'm obviously going to need to take out this bit, given the connection there for the time being. Obviously that might change depending on how these end up hooking up. And we need to bring the power over. And I want the mechanism tool, because I want to make sure that it's pushing power in. That's sort of right now. Bring the power down. I'm going to just swerve it round. Again, it's all under the floor, nobody's going to see it. I go and put it in the wrong place like that. And then connect it. Now these machines should have power, which you can see from up the top. It's showing 8 kFE, so they are powered. They weren't powered beforehand. Stick the cable across so those two are connected. Obviously they aren't connected to the main network at the moment, so nothing in that regard should be happening. Just put those away for the moment. I will keep the cable, because I'm probably going to be needing more of that in a minute. So we have one exporter. I am going to get another exporter for that straight away, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need another one. So crafting away at it. Like so. This one I'm going to have to use the tool to rotate it. Because she weirdly can't shift click it. So if I just connect it onto there. Right, that is them two done. Might need another, we'll soon find out. So in here, we're looking at things that obviously can be crushed. So we know redstone can be crushed. So redstone. We know coal can be crushed. We know iron can be crushed. Tin ore can be crushed, but there's so much tin, I never bother. Again, same with copper, there's so much of it, I don't bother. Again, with lead, there's ridiculous amounts of lead that spawns in the world. Again, you don't need it. Osmium I do crush because you do use that. Uranite, uranium and everything all gets turned into the same sort of resource, so again, that'll be crushed. So, these are the ones we're going to stick in initially. Or tell to be stuck in. I'm just going to get rid of the excess there for a minute. Deal with it in my initial setup. So, what we're going to do is this first one, I'm going to stick redstone in it. Going to leave space for lapis and stick coal in it. Actually, going to have to leave more space than that. because this is deep slate. There'll be the normal version, so you want a space for that. Then you've got lapis, which again has a deep slate version. You have coal, which again has a deep slate version, and so on and so forth. So they're going to be shoved into this one. I don't want them in there. I don't want smelters, do I? These are being crushed. These are being crushed, so they need to go into the right machine. So ignore completely what I said there. So, this crusher. Again. Space for the normal redstone. Redstone. Coal. Sorry, lapis will go there. Then I'll have coal, which I believe that is just the bog standard. Yeah, so that one goes there. But we also need to tell this, because we want it to not extract everything, only extract what is in this for the filter. So, again, you could do the same sort of system that you were following before, lapis, coal. And then in theory, if I connect that, what should happen is it should only extract those two out of here, put them into there, and this should grind them up once it has power. So I do need to make the flux tab, which I'm going to do. I do need the flux powder. I do need to make an eye of ender. Right. Any made up specifically there yet. So I need to get some for that at some point. Might need another eye of ender, I can't remember. Let's have a look. So what we want is removing energy from you, so we need a flux point. So we need to make these things, which take an eye of ender, obsidian, 4 flux dust, which you pick up, block of redstone you can get from the system, and that is that. Again, if you're mousing over this, you can see it's got no energy in it. That is the energy point there. It'll connect. Like the network that it's connecting to, well, it's connecting to my main power. Going to bypass the limit and do a power surge, so it will try and dump the maximum amount if it's empty. As you can see, it's fully charged and ready to go. Right, I am going to now connect this cable and see whether it does extract everything and what happens. So, let's have a look. Is it actually extracting anything? Well, something got extracted. I don't know where it went though. It's definitely not gone into here because it's not crafting. The osmium ore is being extracted. So again, I'm assuming that it is actually putting it into the storage network. So let's have a look. Yeah, it is, as you can see there. So if I can make another stack upgrade, because it doesn't matter if it all gets shoved in the system. Again, that was one of the reasons for making the 64, so I could play about with it. Don't know if there's enough sugar. There is. Because after all, if it just shoves straight into the system, it doesn't matter that much. So now, that should be extracting a hell of a lot quicker. interesting. It's extracting, but not extracting that. Is that because that's on blacklist? It is. It should be on whitelist mode. That explains why it was extracting directly into the system. As you can hear, it has actually started. And the dust are going into it and being put straight into the system, which it sort of should be doing. Of course, now it means that I do have some raw ores in the system that need shuffling round. Again, own silly fault. Didn't realise that they started as default as blacklist, but that's something for me to learn. So, obviously, it will keep taking the redstone from here. It will keep taking them and filling up here. As it's crushing them, you'll see that number will keep going up slowly as it does it. So let's have a look. What else do we have that is now crushable? Right, well, lapis, we said was one. Berry, I can shove those directly in. So one thing I'm going to have to make sure that I do is... Nope, not fluids. Okay, that's some normal lapis. Goes in there. Now lapis should be being shoved in here as well, which you just saw a quick flash of. We have some deep flake lapis, so again we can shove that in while we're here. I'll get up there. Like so. And again, it should just take from there. Again, you've got to remember it is sort of going through each one. And I do believe it primarily does take from the system first. So obviously on the hour every hour, take a 5-minute break. We are at that time, so that is what I'm going to do. This is obviously when I run 3 minutes of adverts here over on Twitch, disable pre-roll for anybody that wants to join the channel. It means they don't get stuck behind a load of adverts. They can just get in and start watching. Obviously that does mean that those adverts are not guaranteed. It is down to region and availability. How that works, I do not know. So if you get adverts, get yourself a drink, stretch your legs. That's exactly what I'm going to do. If you don't, sit back and enjoy the music. And if you're watching this over on YouTube, all I can do is apologise. I have no control over adverts, and as of November, neither does anybody else. So other than that, I will see you all again in a few minutes. Right, I'm back. Back with a drink as well, so I can actually... Hopefully I'll pay a bit more attention to what the hell I'm doing. So, this one, I'm going to stick iron ore in. I'm also going to have a look in the chest. Right, well, we definitely have gold. I can only see the deep slate. I can see deep slate lapis that's not been transferred. I'm not kind of sure why that is. Sorry about the jumpy, because it is there. It's primarily seems to be doing iron at the moment. Have a look. I'm going to make the 3. Ah, that's why. I haven't actually put it in there. And it's still on whitelist mode. We said iron was in the other one there. In theory, it should start to pull, which it has done. Brilliant. Obviously, you want the bog standard redstone going into here as well. So what I think I will do is I'll make another one of these advanced importers and shove the iron over into that one. Probably connect it on, maybe on the bottom. So, advanced importer. You can see what it's doing. Craft a block, which it's done. So again, as you saw from the previous Modern Minecraft Monday, this has got all the different recipes in it. Some of the machines over here have recipes in them, but they are crafted in the machine. That obviously makes all the little bits that I might need. So that one, I'm going to shove it on that, and that's going to start importing everything. Take the iron out of that. Switch that from blacklist to whitelist. Stick that there. And again, this should just start pulling directly. Like I said, I probably am going to end up needing a hell of a lot more. So again, the deep slate ones. Deep slate iron into there, so it knows to shove it into there. Got to select to extract it. And as you can see, it is actually coming down. Do need another stack upgrade, so it's pulling stacks. Because I'll probably have to go back over to the windmill and get some more sugar, as I suspected. Obviously, the underground works for it. Obviously, the windmill is my food production. I'm living off bread and donuts. So I'm just going to grab 2 sacks of sugar. And we'll head back into the main building. And yes, the clock does actually work. It is recording overworld time. So it's like if I sleep through the night, you'll see the clock quickly speeds up and catch up to what it is actually in world time. And then it will just carry on ticking as normal. Again, part of the create mod, fantastic mod. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of this flux powder, because I don't need that now. I'll get rid of that blaze powder as well, because I don't particularly need that right now. them I know I've actually set up in the system, so I can shove them in there and it'll just deal with it now. I don't have to worry about it. It'll crush it and shove it into these bits over here. Obviously, that iron ore is being turned into nickel grit because I think there's something like a 10% chance of it creating grit. The nickel grit is an extra to the iron powder. So in here you'll see somewhere there will be iron ore dust and nickel grit. Those two will want shoving into the smelters that are over there, but I'm trying to concentrate on getting the grinding side of it done first. So let's have a look. What things like an idiot did I get shoved over here that can be crushed? Fluorite ore can be. I don't know if there's any deep slate. What's that? Probably the easiest way to do it. Just going to shove those in there for the moment. So you've got fluorite ore and deep slate fluorite ore. Again, both of them from the mechanism mod. I am storing it over here. It's in a compacting drawer, so it's automatically turned into cubes. Didn't shove the sugar in the system, so that might be an idea. I did want speed upgrade. I will get it done right. Well, stack upgrade anyway. So, one stack upgrade. Again, it's gone off its crafting component and done. All being done by this big cube there. So I'll shove that in there, and in theory that should now be grabbing stacks of things that are currently filtered and told where to go. So, that one. We have coal. I then want to add fluorite to it. But I actually want to give it a destination first, otherwise it will just pull it straight into the system. So, in here, we're going to stick the deep slate fluorite and the bog standard normal fluorite. And then we're going to tell it to extract here and here. And in theory, it should actually start pulling out of the chest if there is any in there. Obviously, there isn't. So it is at the moment extracting it from what's in the network, or should be extracting from what's in the network. So it is taking it very, very slowly at the moment. But really, it shouldn't have come into the system in the first place. Obviously, I can speed it up just by going and dropping it straight in. I'm not going to. It's going to deal with the stuff that got thrown into the network by accident. And that's because I had everything set as blacklist instead of whitelist. So, like I said, I've done the iron. Ideally, my next one is going to be gold, because I do use an absolute ton of gold. So in here, again, iron, both versions. Deep slate's going in there. This one I've set for this one. So again, into there. And as you can see, it is actually dealing with that. Still looks like it's only pulling one at a time, even though I've got it set to... I need another speed upgrade, don't I? Yeah. Or a stack extractor. And that should have just pulled that full stack out. Should have done. I'm wondering if I need to do stack it upgrades for each one. I have a feeling that you do. So again, I'll tell it to make 2. Obviously you can see on the crafting monitor what it's actually doing in the system. Makes things a hell of a lot easier for me. That's annoying, I'll keep falling off the back. You can only stick a single stack upgrade in a machine. It's doing it a bit faster, but not that much faster, so I'm going to make the speed upgrades for it as well and see if that makes any difference. So I want 6 of those. I've got the resources for it, so again, just going to wait for it to do it. So in there, 3 that, 3 that. Let's see if that increases it. Doesn't particularly look like it's increasing it. Confused by that a little bit because it should be. Yeah, because it's definitely not taking it out as a stack. Tell you what lap is there. Yeah, that one should be here. Must be already in, just not been given an out. There. But it definitely seems to be doing it from the ender chest fine, just not for anything that's stored in the network. There seems to be a definite delay between that. Don't know. End of day, it'll all get processed. It just needs to all be set up for it. Right, so what am I going to pick next? Right, as we have got some copper. Copper, like I said, you get that much of it, there's no point crushing it and or doubling it, because you'll end up with absolutely horrendous amounts of it. So, in there, copper and copper. I think I'm going to do another one of these advanced importers on this side. Because I know there is a shed load of resources. Just wait for that, and it takes a couple of seconds. So that importer's going to go on that side. Obviously, it will automatically connect. It's going to be shoving things in at the moment. I want it to stop doing that. Doing that, it's wrong one. And in that one is where the copper's going to go. And in that one, it's got a place for it. So in theory, it should start transferring it. It's transferring it out. You can see it going out, but it's not going into the energized smelter. Because we have not told it to go in as an input there. Which, as you can see, now it sees it as an input, it'll start putting it in. Again, this one we'll need to do the same way. It is only doing one single smelt at the moment, which obviously bog standard furnace and things like that do. I am going to upgrade it to the maximum tier mechanism smelter using the tier upgrades. So We'll want one of those, one of those, one of those, and one of those. Which again, you can see here, it's doing the crafting process, making all the bits that's required for it, and putting it straight into the inventory. And it'll actually go away and make anything else that it needed extra for that. So again, you just grab in the order that you use to upgrade them. So effectively, all this upgrade does is it gives it extra slots. Now, as you can see, it's got a singular slot. If I then use the basic tier upgrade, it gets this lovely green bar across the top to show that it's a tiered upgrade, and you now get 3 slots. I'm going to take it to auto sort, so it'll put something in every single spot and start smelting it. Upgrade it again, and you end up with even more. And again. And again. And that's now got the maximum slot. Now, it's still not operating very fast, so we now need to get the actual upgrades for it. Now, they take... On that one, it's a speed upgrade and an energy upgrade. I highly recommend doing both. So I need... Get 8 gold, 8 osmium. This needs to be as powder though. I'm crushing that down. And then I'm going to shove them in there. I do believe I have got the recipe set. So speed upgrade, 8 of. Now we want energy upgrades, again, 8 of. And you'll see they'll start coming in. And again, because I have my automatic gravel, sand, glass and everything system here from the cobble gen, these are just reprocessing and refilling these up for any that I've already used. As I said, you can see it's not going the fastest. Install your energy upgrades, install your speed upgrades, and as you can see already, vastly superior and quicker. It's not extracting very quick because obviously I need to stick a stack upgrade in here and 3 speed upgrades. So again, 1 stack upgrade. And then we want 3 speed upgrade. Oh, not well. You could just stick it as a standard, just a normal stack upgrade and it would clear it out. Only reason that I'm using these is because there is a bit of a backlog. Or there will be a bit of a backlog. Because obviously the digital miner is still running, it is still mining, I think, 20,000 blocks. So we'll go on to the next thing. So, I'm going to do we have any? We do have some tin. So, I believe it is just a mechanism tin. So again, input into here. Stick it in on your extract, stick it in, shove that back, and you see it will start getting shifted over. I need to get the speed upgrades and the stack upgrades, like these need the speed. I have a feeling I'm going to need more sugar at this rate. Transferring over. So, 1 stack upgrade, starters. And then we want speed upgrade, which we're going to need 9 up. So that one, you want 3. You want 3. And this one, back upgrade, 3. And in theory, that should go a bit quicker. And it's not. That's because there's no more tin there, it's already done that. Looking at that. So, let's shove this fluorite back. I believe I have set it up with deep slate fluorite. Me and my memory, I am going to double check. Yep, deep slate fluorite is there. And it is there. So, just get rid of it into that, and it'll deal with it. Do we have any normal osmium? We do. I'm going to set up osmium next. So, osmium, the 2 versions, obviously the normal and deep slate. Extract point. Again. Still not extracting at stacks though, looking at that. Right. I think I can see what is going on here. Is that it's extracting out of the chest, putting it into the inventory right over there, and then transferring it back. Which I want these actually being a higher priority. So I need to, I believe, drop the priority here. I think that might make the difference. I think. I'm not 100% sure. So I have gold being crushed here, don't I? Oh my god. Let's have motion sick at this rate. Just fly. Right, so you want normal gold in there. It's got 17 in there. It has extracted the stack. You can see it actually extracting the stack of copper there, but it didn't put the full stack in there. It shoved it straight into here. So changing that priority actually made no difference whatsoever. Thought you could set the priority of these things. I really did. Bugger. That's the wrong one. It's how copper comes back in. Okay. Lead ore, this is the one where there's a couple from a couple of different mods. So, again, we're just going to add this to the list of things to be done. Again, these can just be shoved away. They'll get processed and dealt with. So, lead ore, I am just going to start a new line, if you like. Yeah, because it's definitely not extracting it into... Ah, that could be why. Again, more stack upgrades and speed upgrades. And a new more figure. The windmill yet again. again, it's been such a long time since I've had to fiddle about with setting this up, because normally I would just leave it doing it slowly and passively. And I would use XNet for it. And XNet does it more on, you can set it directly, you don't have to stick any of the like extra modules in and things like that, and it works on a tick basis rather than tick with speed that detects. So it's a bit getting used to doing it with refined storage. It's a different way of doing it, but I thought, why not this time? So, stack upgrade. I'm going to do 2 because I'm probably going to need 1 for the other machine. That's 1 done. That's 2 done. Again, we're going to want 6. I bet you this will make the difference. I don't want 2 in because it only registers 1. Yeah, instantly. So I need to make sure that that one has them in as well. Now, these have them in already. Yep, I have done that. Thought I had. And as you can see, that's already caught up. So, next thing on the list, another lead. So again, so we have a mechanism lead and an immersive engineering lead. I believe we have an embers lead as well. Let's just have a look, see if you can see it. That's the deep slate mechanism. Just quickly go through them. Oh, we have the deep slate tin there. We may as well grab that because that will want to go in. It's the immersive that I've got there. Deep slate lead. As you can see, we had a mechanism one and we have a embers one. So again, if we go into there first and go, you know, it can see tin art, deep slate tin art. We have deep slate lead ore for embers. That's immersive engineering mechanism. So we'll put that one there. The mechanism deep slate. So obviously there's going to be immersive engineering deep slate somewhere. You can just literally shove a couple of those away, not all of them. Idiot. Because obviously we need to take to be extracted. So we have the mechanism. So we want the mechanism deep slate. Then we have the immersive engineering. And we have the embers lead. You can shove them all in there because they'll all get sort of through the network. As you can see, it has literally already whipped them all out, done, dusted and everything. I am going to upgrade this one now because obviously I want it to be able to deal with a lot of things, especially things that can't be crushed or I'm not going to be crushing. So things like the zinc, the Imperium or things like that, the silver, I want to be able to just shove straight in there and it'll get melted straight away. It doesn't have to effectively wait for a slot, if you like. So we want the tier ones first. Obviously it'll just take a couple of seconds because they're a bit more advanced, they require a bit more work. I haven't set up the crushing side turning this into dust, because obviously at the moment it is literally just putting them straight into the system and resmelting them. I don't want to create a loop. So at the moment I will continue doing this manually just for now. And we want the speed upgrades. And do it this way for the moment. What you're missing? Infused ally. Get it doing then. So that gets me all the speed upgrades. Going to need to make another 16. So we want the power ones. So you can't just do it that way. Obviously can't put the glass back in because how I've got it set up. So just run straight over, upgrades, power in first, then speed upgrades. And the reason why I do that is more for my own mental thing of if it's actually working on something. It's not at this moment because it's not set up for it. But later on, as other things get that going, it will need to be. So in theory, that one should be pretty much mostly set up. Am I going to stick another extraction on that? I think I'm going to stick one. So an importer on that side. Obviously, a lot of the cabling can be covered with covers later on. Again, not massively important at the moment. Something that can be done later. I think it's just started raining in game. Either that or my building's just suddenly burst into flames. No, it's rain. Right, that importer, obviously it is now starting to shove the things into it. I don't want it to, so I'm just going to grab an item, whitelist mode, do that. It'll be shoving it into the system, but at least it will only be shoving those into the system now. But I'm going to move it because I want it to go straight into this furnace here. I'm going to put it onto auto sort, so it'll use all available slots. Obviously, it does have the stack upgrade and speed upgrades, so it should literally be, I believe it's primarily pulling from the main inventory. That does need, again, stack upgrade and speed upgrades, speed that up there. I should have thought and made 2 while I was at it. And I'm out of string again. I'm always out of something. You know, we do have a couple of mobs on the server. So there is ways of making string. I'm obviously using immersive. Because, again, it is extremely simple. You know, it's one of those things where once I have my sheep farm set up, I can possibly set up a system of where you put wool in, and I think you put it into an enriching factory, and I believe it turns it into string from there. Obviously, as I don't have any of my animals set up as yet, that's not happening. So again, I'm going to make 3 speed upgrades because we know we're going to need them. Want the stack upgrade. Which again, shove them all in theory, should whip those out quite quickly. Deep Slate Infernium ore, again, that is going to be going directly into here. So shove that in there. Shove that in there so it knows to be extracting it out. And as you can see, they've pretty much instantly vanished out of it. So I'm going to do the same with Prosperity ore. Do we have any normal Prosperity ore? Do not. Oh yes, we do. Just there. So in there, on a beach. Obviously, I believe if that activates, it is literally taking some that are in the system. I haven't put my stack upgrades in there, which I need desperately to do, so I need to make yet some more. So shove that in there, shove that in there, and literally just, for now, shove them in there. The system will deal with it. Another stack upgrade. Thing is, you don't really need a speed upgrade for extracting outlines. I think I did for that one, but you really don't need to. Because you'll see it'll clear it out reasonably quickly. Obviously, I'm going to do it just to get the maximum out of it. But it isn't needed. Obviously, when there isn't a big backlog like there is at the moment, you'll probably find that those machines, well, one, they won't be running all the time, so you won't end up with a lot of backlog in the machine to be cleared. So shove them in there. Right, what else have we got? Got some more lead. Needs doing. Some embers lead, which again, on this side I believe. Got bog standard lead, which are going into here. So again, doesn't really matter massive amounts. Anything that's already in the system will have just been dumped over into it. Do that, and again, you see, even with the speed upgrade, it's not massively quick, but it does the job. And again, I can shove it in there, and the system will just deal with it. So back here, what do we have left? Right, we have zinc and deep plate zinc from Create. Again, I'm going to shove it in this one. Obviously, it'll take any that are in the system currently, and it'll just deal with it. But I also want it, obviously, to deal with what's in here, which is that one. It should now have extracted out, which you can see it's dealing with bits, new stuff's still coming in, and it's dealing with that. Again, extras, you can shove into there, and it'll go away and be dealt with. So it's slowly emptying. Now we've got silver. That is something that I do want to deal with next. So we also have nickel and silver. Got more tin there. Thought I'd added tin. Did I only add deep slate tin? Let's have a look. No, I only added normal tin, so that one into that. That's showing it there, so for some reason I hadn't set it as the extract for some very strange reason. So yeah, so we've got again immersive deep slate silver, so there'll be a normal silver. We've got an embers silver, so there'll be a normal silver. So as we already have an immersive silver, I'm going to take that one out first. Let's have a look. Which one am I going to do it through? Again, you can't grind it. It doesn't have a base dust for it. So again, I'm just going to shove it in that one. And which one I actually connected it to, which is that. Again, just shove it in there. And that one should be dealing now with the silver. Let's just watch it and double check that it does both types, which it has done. Right, so next one's in the box. In the box! So we do have some nickel. Don't have any normal nickel. We've got a ton of diamonds there. Obviously we've got a bunch of different types of uranium. I do think that's the one I'm going to do next, because I don't want it all clogged up with that. So obviously we've got the bigger reactors, uranium, which is weird because we have the bigger reactors, normal uranium ore, then we have the deep slate uranium ore, and then we have the uranium chunks from bigger reactors. So you have effectively 3 from one. Then you have the immersive engineering uranium ore, and there is then the mechanism uranium ore, which again you have the obviously the normal version and the deep slate version, which I think I might shove in this one. So first things first, all the bigger reactors, then we'll have the mechanism, and we'll have the immersive engineering. These will all get changed into the same type as uranium because we have a ore dictionary unifier that most of the ores have been unified so long as they are actually using the ore tables. But whatever comes out of it does come out as uranium, and that is 100% unified. So again, it's one of those things where you just got to get it processed. Once it's processed, it's kind of not really a big thing anymore. But you've got to get it processed in the first place. So again, and again, these extra ones I can just shove into the storing system and they'll get dealt with. As you can see, they are here, they are being processed, and they are being processed into the right stuff. It just means that, so I'll be able to put down the digital miner anywhere, not have to worry about taking things out and doing the manual thing. The system will just deal with it all itself. That is the main goal of it. We do now have some ember silver and some immersive engineering nickel, which I'm going to actually leave in there for now, because I'd like to try and get the normal version of it as well, because I do believe there's a normal version. So where was I shoving the silver? I was shoving it over here. So, I don't know, I'll shove it over there for now again. Doesn't really matter too much where it ends up. It'll all get processed. But I'm going to do things like that. To be honest, I've got that much silver, it doesn't really matter too much. I do silly things like that. And as you can see, it's just being processed. As things are coming in, they are being processed. Dimensional shard art. I don't think I'm going to be using that at all, so I might end up just binning that. I haven't decided. Bauxite or aluminium, aluminum, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Again, it's immersive engineering. Depends on how deep I'm going to get into immersive engineering this time round. I haven't decided on that as yet, but I am processing it and keeping it. I don't believe it can be crushed. Oh, it can be crushed. So we will actually send it through the crusher. That's of course if Nazi can get up here. Oh, let's have a look. What do we have? I'll shove it in there. Just trying to remember where I have things going. Obviously, I believe the silver can be crushed in the crusher, but there's that much silver that you get, and I'm not using that much of it. I really don't see the point of doing it. Obviously, I do need to look at the dust, because obviously I've not shoved everything over to the smelter. But as you can see, I'm getting iron dust. So some of that's going to have to come over. The gold dust. Sulfur can stay over here. I believe that is it, other than I think the other things are classed as grit, yeah. Which effectively is the dust. It's just that because it's obviously gone through this crusher, it's named it a different thing. It will get unified like everything else. So again, just got to decide where it's going to be shoved. Where do I want you to be put? Obviously, I could do another input for it if I run out of spaces. But for now, I shall do that. And as you can see, it is literally just taking the resources in like that. And I'll literally smelt it all down, and everything is literally then being transferred over to these compacting drawers, which, as you can see, that is the iron. You can see it's slowly going up. If you actually look at the very top in the info block, you can actually see what sort of amounts are going in. You haven't got a very clear view because of the icicles and the Christmas lights, but you can see it slowly going up for the blocks. So you can see that there's 9 ingots going in at every time. So you can see what's happening there. The reason why I use compacting drawers rather than just using the blocks and using then this crafting block to actually craft the blocks and make the nuggets, compacting drawers obviously does it all automatically for you. So it makes crafting, it means you don't have to make a recipe for something because it can actually automatically say, you know, the iron nuggets, the iron ingots, and the iron blocks. Literally just from that one thing. Obviously it is connected to the drawer controller, that's how refined storage can see what's in there and interact with these. Also, the port underneath it, this has a higher priority. So anything that's being crushed or smelted up that end gets put in there because it has a higher priority. And obviously if these got full, it would then go in there. But that probably won't happen. As you can see, I have quite a lot of storage for them. And that's with them actually not being upgraded as well, because obviously you can stick upgrades into them so they can actually hold more. I'm going to shove that nickel over now. Which one I'm going to shove it in? That one. So put nickel in that end one there. Why? Just because. And just let the system deal with it again. How many diamonds do we have the potential of getting through a crusher? Well, if you smelted them, you'd normally get 1. If you stick them through a enrichment chamber, again, you'll get 2. So again, it just makes sense to send them through to be crushed. You know, it's all about that ore doubling. And again, it's just literally finding space for it. And if you just keep looking on there every now and again, you'll see that they're being shoved through. Anything that's going through the crusher is being all handled by immersive engineering. Again, that is that. It's a very simple system. It is where I'm going to leave it for today. It's a short stream today because, as some of you may know, I am still suffering a shoulder injury, so I am limiting the amount of time that I'm spending sat in front of the computer while this heals and sorts itself out. So unfortunately I won't be going to the normal time. I am still finishing roughly about this time at the moment. Obviously tomorrow we are back with the final episode of the final season with Clem in The Walking Dead. Then Wednesday we're back with Star Trek Online. Thursday we're starting, I think it's 4 episodes of Michonne, which is the final lot of The Walking Dead before we move on to something else. And then Friday we're back with Star Trek Online again. But other than that, thank you for being here. Obviously Minecraft Mondays will be back again next Monday. What we'll be doing, well, you have to tune in to find out. Obviously if people have questions or anything like that, always feel free to ask. So other than that, thanks for being here, and I will catch you tomorrow. So take care guys, don't do anything I wouldn't do.